Hello everyone, how is it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dylan, which you guys already know that. But today we have a special type of video. So I met up with Holly. Say hello.
Hello, Holly the house flipper.
Yeah, she is a house flipper and real estate agent here in Orange County, California.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to know her pretty well over the past couple months, and I really wanted to bring her on to show you guys and just anybody who's interested in watching exactly what she does, because I think it's really, really cool. And I actually met you because you were flipping a house and I wanted to come check it out.
Yeah,
so,
it's always fun.
Yeah, so in today's video, we're actually gonna show two different houses. One that's already done and ready to sell, and one that's being renovated right now.
Yep.
So I just kind of gave you an intro, but yeah, how long have you been doing this and how did you get started?
Well, full disclosure, it's not just me, it's me and my husband Scott.
Okay.
And I would say we got started back when I first called him to ask him out back in, when was that, 1991? Like, that was a long time ago. And when I called him to ask him out, we just did our first little, I would call it discovery call. Like, we're chatting. We'd met at the beach the night before, but like, this is like one-on-one time here. And we both like said like, hey, someday I'd really like to like fix up and make houses better. Before flipping houses was even like a big thing. So that's where like the seed was planted.
Yeah.
And then we bought a really nasty, ugly house with animal feces and all kinds of crap in it in the city of Orange for our first house that we renovated together. And that was like in 1993, I think. We'd been married a couple years. And we did everything ourselves, which was like kind of a good intro to then when we later were flipping full time for our main focus. Fast forward, 2008 is when we started. We have been fixing and flipping houses full time since 2008, so 15 years. We've done over 250. And
that's a lot of houses.
Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, my husband does most of the running of the jobs and the contractors, and then when they're done, I come in and sell them as the realtor.
Yeah.
And also I have a lot of input on design, style, and choices.
If you are interested in buying a house or just want to learn more and get connected with Holly, I will have all of her info down below.
Yep.
And what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Well, you have your choice. There's phone for text or call, 949-295-7770. Or you can find me on Instagram, Holly McKhann Realtor. McKhann is spelled M-C-K-H-A-N-N. And yeah, that's it. Or my YouTube channel, Holly McKhann Realtor. I'll give you more behind the scenes walkthroughs. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I really want to show you guys one of Holly's finished homes that's ready to sell. But before we do, I'm actually gonna take you guys to one of Holly's houses that's currently being renovated. And then we're gonna show you this house. Okay, so we are currently at one of Holly's flips right now that's currently being renovated. So as you can see, there's
it's a mess.
Saw table right out there, table saw, that's how you say it. But we're gonna do a quick walkthrough and we're just going to kind of see what the process is like in the middle of a flip. So what's the current stage of this house right now?
It's right in the middle. So the demo's been done and they're in the process now of starting to put things back. So for instance, like they're fixing drywall and tile and stuff. And so we're through the ugliest part of like the big messy demo and now they're starting to put things back.
Yeah, cool.
We're gonna leave the landscaping is great and we're probably gonna leave the front doors as they are. I don't think we're planning to change them.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're not like perfect, but you know, they look nice.
Yeah,
they're a color.
Cool. Sweet. Well, let's come in then. So this is, so what's going on here?
Okay, so this is the living room. And there was obviously a fireplace there that we are gonna put tile back. It was brick before, which is not as popular in today's home decor design trends. And the tile floor, although in perfectly reasonably good shape, it's not in style. It's not what people want, the shiny travertine tile or whatever this is.
Yeah.
So we have plans to do luxury vinyl plank that looks like wood. I think it's already at the house somewhere, maybe in the garage.
Yeah.
But the wood look, and it's going to go through the whole house, including the bathrooms. It's waterproof, pet-proof, kid-proof, scratch-proof.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool.
so this will be our formal dining room, and you gotta appreciate the ocean view out there.
Yeah.
It never looks as good through the camera lens as it does in real life, but yeah, it's even better upstairs on that second level. So right up here, that's the master or the primary bathroom up there, and this is the kitchen. They had these windows that kind of came out and then back, like they would call them like a guarded window, or I was trying to see if anyone had one left. But they were just weird and outdated.
So like here,
so we just cut off the house.
So
but
here it stuck out?
yeah, it stuck out.
Okay.
So it's one of those weird atrium garden windows.
This style with this one, or no?
Kind of like that, just a smaller version. So we cut it off and put a brand new window in that was just flush, not one of these funky stick out with the whole little enclosure. So we are doing new stair rails.
Oh, cool.
This is here just for safety, but you can tell by the style it was really outdated.
Yeah.
We have wrought iron that's already created, black wrought iron. It's already made. It's just waiting to come get installed after they put the flooring in. I think the plan is to get rid of this funky thing, which I don't know what that is. You can step out there if you like.
It's like Titanic.
Exactly. What do you even do with that? So weird. This much tile got installed just in the last couple of hours.
Oh, sweet.
So they can only do so much a day, because if they go all the way up, it's so heavy, it could fall off or slide down.
That
So
red stuff, that's waterproof, right?
Exactly, yeah. They call it red guard.
Red guard? Okay. I noticed you used that tile in another one of your houses.
Yeah, just really basic, generic, 12 by 24. I think that's what we told them to get. It looks like 12 by 24. So that tile is really neutral. There's nothing weird in it. There's not streaks of anything in it. It's just like when you're flipping a house, you want to keep it super neutral.
Yeah.
So
No crazy colors.
no.
Oh.
And this is the floor. You guys can see it.
Oh, nice.
Come take a look up close. So, and a lot of people at my open houses will come up and say, "Is that real wood?" Because it feels nice. It's not like the old laminate that sounded plasticky and stuff.
What's something in your houses that you like typically avoid doing? Like things that are too expensive to do?
That's a good question. So I will say doing new drywall. So if you look up close, I think we have good enough lighting. You can see that there's some texture on the wall.
Yeah.
This is called orange, orange peel texture. It's kind of like the peel of an orange. That's why it gets that name.
Okay.
What's in style like today for brand new builds is smooth drywall. But that would cost a fortune to either sand it all off or rip it all off and redo it. Now, in a house that we're doing extensive work in, we will. In fact, the other house we're going to does have that.
Okay.
So sometimes you will see when we do smooth drywall, but that's normally something we won't take on. But that's about it. Like we usually do new heating and air conditioning. We'll often replumb a house. For the one in Los Angeles that was built in the 50s, we're going to do a whole new electrical box and wiring. Like if it needs it, we do it. Because when you're going to resell the house, buyers will get nervous and be like, oh, how old is the plumbing, the electrical, the roof, like all of that stuff. It's not sexy. Like when people walk in, they're not looking at that stuff. They first have to fall in love with the house. Kind of like dating. Like if you're looking for a spouse or someone to date, you first are attracted to their looks, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that, it's not going to go any further. But then you worry about what's on the inside. Do they have a good heart? Like all of that. But if you can't get past the looks, you won't even get the buyers to the house. But then after they're there, that's when they start with those
I
deep
actually think that's really important because there are like a lot of house flippers who, well, they have a reputation for cutting corners, doing cheap stuff, and you can kind of tell pretty quick if it's a flip, and you're like, oh, there's probably some problems that I need to fix after I buy it.
Yes, yeah, but that's why it's important to still do. And a lot of times flippers will pay too much for a house where they don't have the budget to do all those other things like the roof, the plumbing, the electrical, the drain lines, all that stuff. So it's really important when you're buying a house to flip to make sure if you're going to do that you have budget for that.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so now we're actually going to show you guys one of her finished houses. We're actually here right now. and we're gonna show you it all completely done. And we might be able to get some before pictures too. We can throw up?
Definitely,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So we can show up some before pictures, which will be really exciting. Starting with the outside, one thing I do have to say is I love this mulch.
Yeah.
I love mulch. I'm a big mulch guy. And I noticed you put in new mulch.
Yeah, it just makes everything look finished,
Yeah.
intentional, clean if it can be clean, but we do black too. We don't do
Yeah.
red or brown. The black just looks really modern.
Yeah.
And then I'm super excited about this address plaque. My contractor just did this to kind of, it was a little bit of a surprise, but in the past,
I
one of
love
the
that.
challenges we've had is getting the numbers in the stucco perfectly square, because sometimes it kind of goes in a little crooked or something.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, oh, it looks so crappy. Like, it's so easy to see when it looks bad.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do. So we had them put on the wood first and put the whole wood plaque so it's easy and it's lit up from the light at night.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
have
yeah.
a lit address for fire department finding or whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm super excited how that came out. It's like a nice decorative
It
feature.
is. You guys just painted up here?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we do, our standard thing we do is white walls inside and out and black trim on the outside. And we left the garage, it was still in good shape, so we just
Yeah.
painted it black. On some of our more expensive flips, we'll do a really pretty glass door. I think another one you've seen of mine. So it's glass panels with black trim.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So on the higher price point, we'll do that too.
Well, let's head in. Let's head inside.
We did a new front door. You'll see the front door right here. And this home, as many of the old homes from this era, had a step up outside, and the step came to here, and then you had to step down that way and step down that way.
Oh, okay.
So we actually did the same floor plan a couple of years ago, and we left that, and no one likes that. Like, it's a trip hazard. You walk, you
Yeah,
fall off.
yeah.
And older people that are concerned about like walking with walkers or wheelchairs, or even just someone that gets in an accident and has to deal with that. It's just not safe. So
Or
we
kids
went
running,
ahead and
yeah.
we pushed down this floor, like ground
Oh,
it
wow,
down,
okay.
repoured it outside and in, so it's all one level. So yeah, and then this used to be a wall right here. So back in the old days, we had formal living room where the door-to-door salespeople would come and the neighbors, and that was, you know, the expensive fancy furniture. And the
Okay.
kids were often not allowed in that type of room.
Yeah.
And back here is like the rest of the house for the family.
Gotcha.
So this was the eating area right here, kitchen just in that back corner, and then this was the family room, and that's why the fireplace is there.
Mm-hmm.
So in today's lifestyle, we want everything open. We don't have door-to-door salesmen anymore. We want the whole living space to be all combined, open floor plan. So we put a beam up in the ceiling to support the house. You couldn't just take it out and leave it not supported. So there's a beam that's hidden up in the ceiling.
Oh, okay. So there was like a what's it called? A supporting beam here or something?
Well, the whole wall, like the whole wall was supporting the house. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
take the wall out, you have to replace the support
Gotcha.
for it. So we
Okay.
did that. We doubled the size of the kitchen too. So the kitchen used to be just that back corner, and now it is all this too. And people love the big islands. This island is big enough to seat 4 people. It's got a drawer microwave in it, which is here.
Yeah, let's show that because that's pretty
Yeah, these are
interesting.
cool.
How you guys
These are really expensive, in my opinion. Like a regular countertop microwave is $100 to $200. There's a drawer one, and this is an extra wide one because that was what fit with the plan of the cabinets. $1,400.
Oh.
But it looks really pretty. It's down, hidden away.
Yeah.
And that's what we want in today's like home. So we don't have trash cans out on the floor anymore in new kitchens. We have trash drawers. Here's our trash drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And we do the countered fridge that pushes back. You know, it doesn't protrude out here.
Yeah.
So we get things off the counters, off the floors, and just make it feel big.
I actually have in my home is I have these same exact finishes here, these handles.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So how do you pick out your finishes?
Well,
And, like,
I
styles
look
and
for
stuff.
other inspiration, like online or in model
Okay.
homes or whatever.
Yeah.
And in full disclosure, we've been doing the same pattern of colors and finishes probably for 3 or 4 years. This is what's been
Selling
hot
it,
and in
yeah.
style, and people like it. So one of my friends who is a realtor did He was helping a client get a backsplash place replaced in the kitchen, like they were updating it, and they put blue in. And I asked him, how's that going? Because the home's still sitting on the market. And he said, well, it's like 50-50. 50% of the people like it and 50% don't.
Yeah.
I can't take that chance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, white. If they want to rip it out and put in blue, they can.
Yeah.
But I got to appeal to the masses.
If they want to put in flames back here, then they can.
So this is the first we've done this. This is a custom range hood. I'd seen these in people's houses and stuff, so I told my contractor,
Yeah, it looks really nice.
will you build us, instead of having it just be stainless steel, they put this on the outside, but it's still got the guts for like the light and the fan and everything.
Yeah. Redoing the kitchen's probably like one of the more expensive things that you guys do, right?
Yes, for sure.
So.
And it's also one of the biggest return on investment. I think a new kitchen is, I would say it's the second biggest return on investment. The biggest first three things I do, even to a house that I'm just helping someone sell that's not one of my flips, is new flooring, new paint, new light fixtures.
Okay.
Because you're changing like all the surfaces, like all the outside surfaces plus some new lights.
Yeah.
Will help disguise the true age of a house if you're selling an older house. And then of course staging. This staging here is phenomenal. So like people walk
really
in
nice,
and they feel like it's a home. They're not like, what did the flippers miss? Oh, is there a scratch? They're like, oh, I love this house. It feels so great. You know, they just instantly have that.
It feels very homey in here and like you just want to hang out.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about this fireplace here.
Oh, okay.
So what, I guess before it was just an older style of fireplace, right?
Yes, so we do the gray. We usually do something that looks like concrete. That's just kind of what we like, but you could do gray or beige. Just something really. In a couple of houses we've done recently, we've actually removed the fireplaces. One we did at the house we met at on Astoria. It was in a weird place, like a corner, kind of like this. And I had one lady that really wanted the house, was like, I really wish I had a fireplace. I have to have a fireplace. I use my fireplace every day. So she didn't buy it because of that, even though I was trying to help her like find options to put them in. So even though this is kind of weird to have a fireplace in the dining room versus like a living room, we left it because of that feedback. But at another house we're doing right now in San Clemente, there is gorgeous ocean view. And the fireplace was like right in the middle of the ocean view. So we just got rid of it.
Yeah.
New windows throughout.
These are new windows.
All new windows, yeah. So that's what
Yeah.
we do, is the white vinyl windows. We put in a little skylight here called a solitube. It's a tube of reflective silver surface, like think of aluminum foil, it goes up, so that is just sunlight coming out of it.
Really?
That's not a real light. So if we had all the lights off, this house is kind of bright because of all the windows, but it's just a nice little added extra light. This house has smooth drywall. It does not have the orange peel that they did in like the 80s and 90s.
So did it have that before?
No, we replaced all the drywall in this house.
Oh, okay. What was it before this?
It had some texture on it.
Okay.
So something, so it was bumpy.
So how does that work? You remove all the old drywall and then put on new?
Yes, or you can just sand all the texture off, which is a big pain. And of course, this is all new cabinetry. There is some old style wall of cabinets with this little pull-out thing that you could like fold sheets on and stuff. So we just made, it's nice to have a countertop to
Yeah. Is this real wood that you guys, is this?
That's a good question. I know it's real wood. Yeah, it's real wood.
Yeah, because
it's not press board or something.
Yeah.
And they're the soft closed drawers. See how it just closes itself?
These are nicer than, these are like more higher end cabinets that you guys do.
It's got a dovetail finish you can see at the end too. They build them. I hired the cabinet company. We design it all. They do a 3D rendering of the kitchen and figure out all of the components.
Oh, okay.
And then we just have them with their installer come and install it. And I like that because they're responsible for making it all right, rather than my contractor putting together someone else's stuff.
And they already know their own product.
One thing I like to do in the older homes is take what was a short window from here up only, which is what they did a lot in the old days, and replace it with the floor to ceiling slider. It lets in way more light. If you had a hot tub in the backyard, it's easy for the person to come in and out. You let in lots of cool ocean breezes here in Dana Point. So yeah, of course we did new ceiling lights. We didn't put a ceiling fan in, but we pre-wired for it.
Oh,
some
okay.
people like them, some don't, but we make it super easy if they just want to attach one.
Yeah.
New closet doors, a mirror with a black frame. Once again, the black hardware goes throughout. The pre-hung doors that we buy actually come with like a brushed nickel hinge. So we replace all of those with black hinges. You got to make everything continuous and match, or then it stands out. You're like, oh, that doesn't match. Smoke detector in every room. That is current code, so you've got to have them in every bedroom. This is the primary suite. And all the same kind of finishes that we just talked about. In here, we did redesign the floor plan just a little. Made a nice big walk-in shower. When we can, we try to make the entry to the shower level with the floor. Like I've heard people call that zero edge or zero entry. In this case, it wasn't easy to do, so we made the step. But I did have someone just a few days ago tell me, well, it's not going to work for my client because he can't handle that big of a step over the shower. So you got to make it as wheelchair and walker friendly as possible, because there's people with all kinds of challenges. So and we did a frosted glass in here for privacy.
Yeah, my window guy asked me if I wanted frosted in my shower, and I said no.
You're an exhibitionist. Ooh.
Well, I wanted to see the view, and it was like nobody could see in my shower. So
I'll talk about the vanity real quick. So this is a all-in-one already done, so it comes all put together.
Oh, nice.
We did have to change the hardware. It came with silver hardware. You just have to buy the faucet and the sink stop, but it comes with the sink, the top, it's all.
So how easy or difficult is it to change hardware?
Super easy.
Super easy.
Yeah, it's just a little screw on the back, so you can unscrew it.
Yeah.
This one came with extra organizers. And then these little mirrors.
So where do you buy something like this pre-made? Like where do you look for stuff like that?
On Wayfair.com.
Oh, really?
We just bought a couple today there. Our favorite vanity ever that we have in our own house is from Costco.com, but they don't sell them anymore. I'm super bummed. They're like a natural wood color.
I mean, it looks great.
Nice. Yeah.
It looks awesome.
So, and then these, I love the decorative mirrors versus just a solid slab of mirror.
Yeah.
Number one, I like how this looks. But number two, this is a lot less expensive. These mirrors are $55 on Lowe's.com. They'll ship them to you. One did arrive cracked, but then they just replace it. And they look great, and they're
Lowe's and Home Depot are like great with returns.
Oh yeah. And Amazon. These lights are from Amazon.
Yeah.
That light in Home Depot or Lowe's would probably be like $60 or $70, and I think on Amazon they're $30. So it makes sense, like if you're redoing stuff in your house, to comparison shop on Amazon.
Yeah, definitely. Compare shop. Do you work with the same workers all the time, or are they?
Yeah, and we have multiple crews. Like right now we have one in LA. We have these guys here that are working on a few houses in San Clemente, and then we have 2 other contractors in Palm Springs working on those. If it was one crew only, it's bad enough that we've got one crew for these, 3 houses we're trying to finish, but it would be really bad if we were doing.
So where do you like find them? Where do you find workers?
It's so hard. It's really hard to find like dependable contractors, and I've never met anyone that says, I love my contractor. Like they all have issues with them. And it's hard, especially if you're living in a house while it's getting done. It's like really hard to live through the mess and stuff. But I would say, like, ask around, ask for referrals if you're looking for contractors. You could meet guys in the Home Depot parking lot. Plenty of times, if we see a painter truck on the street, we'll take a picture of their phone number or talk to them, ask them, if they want more work. But yeah, just looking for guys at the places, like at the home improvement stores, is a good thing. In the neighborhood, if you bought a house to flip, and like if you see someone working, talk to them.
That's smart. Yeah.
And sometimes one contractor guy might have friends. Like he might be a plumber, but he has a friend that does electric and drywall and all these other things.
Yeah, people who are like working in that area already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, I want to look at the outside because it's really pretty out here. Just keeps going. I think mine stops like right here.
So one thing we actually just got done yesterday is new stucco on this back wall. It used to look kind of like that second row of little blocks behind it.
Oh, really?
And it was really not good looking.
Yeah.
So I paid $1,600 and they just stuccoed all the wall white to match the house. And it looks tremendously
It's
better.
so worth it, yeah.
And we're gonna plant like some little tiny plants on that little ledge. So I will say, when I've sold houses without grass, which I think is great because I don't want to deal with lawn maintenance, so many people say, oh, I need some grass for my dog or for my kids. So my husband and I had a little battle about this and I won. I'm like, we gotta do the grass
some grass
for
in. Yeah.
kids and pets. People want a little bit of grass, and if they don't like it, they can take it out and do something else. But it's so inviting, like when you walk back here, like, oh,
Yeah,
it's pretty to look at.
Yeah, it is really nice. Hey guys, how's it going? Are you guys still watching? I know I am, but I have to because I'm in the video. For anybody watching and for my audience or somebody who's curious, what do you recommend if somebody's interested in getting into the world of house flipping? What kind of advice do you have for them?
House flipping is a high stakes, high risk, and sometimes high reward game, but also you can lose money. So I always recommend to be super careful, never risk any more money than you can afford to lose. So I've known people that put their whole life savings into a house flip and then it went poorly and they lost it all and then they're like starting over. So get educated, like look for courses online, look for mentors, maybe offer to like help out another house flipper to like do stuff for free for them, or run to Home Depot, go get the lunch for the guys, like be kind of a runner. And then hopefully that house flipper would then feel like, okay, Dylan just helped me out, so I'm gonna give him some advice and tell him what I'm doing here and show him what's going on. So yeah, it's definitely a very risky thing, so be careful when you're doing it.
Is there a way to like partner in with on a deal with somebody, or is that common?
Sometimes people will do that. I've had partners come in and I've told, when they've invested money in on a house flip, I'll say, okay, you're putting this money in, feel free to come by the house any day, every day. I'll keep you abreast of what's going on, show you all of the numbers all the time. So that's a great way to get started too, is if you have some money, is to see if you can invest it with another house flipper and say, I'll invest it with you, and then also can I hear what's going on and watch what's going on.
Now, what do you think about people who do who don't have a lot of money, who use these like really risky loans? Because for me, I would not feel safe like with these super high interest loans that need to be paid back within, I don't even know how they work, but.
So house flipping loans are typically called hard money.
Hard money loans?
And so right now I'm paying my hard money lender 9%, and that's
90 or 9?
Okay. 9.0. And that's about as low as you can get right now in early 2023.
Yeah, that
and it's
sounds
because
really
of my
good.
track record.
Okay.
But a lot of times they'll be 12, 13% and 1 or 2 points. On top of that, a point is paid up front, or it's pulled out of the loan, and it's basically 1%. So if you're borrowing $1 million, 1 point would be 10 grand, 2 points would be 20 grand. So you don't have to be as concerned about hard money lenders, because number one, they're only gonna lend you the money if they check out the deal. That's called underwrite the deal, and they are confident that they're gonna get all their money back. So they're making sure it's a good deal, and they're only gonna lend you the money if you've got reserves too. So when I talked to a hard money lender a couple of years ago, he says, oh, I don't care how good a deal is, that flipper, the borrower, better have $50,000 minimum cash, depending on what's going on. Like, you have to have a bunch of cash. So if you're trying to start real estate investing, house flipping, and you have no money, then probably the way to start is what's called wholesaling. Have you ever heard that term before?
Yeah, you like find a house for somebody else.
Yeah, so we buy from wholesalers too, especially in Palm Springs. We have a good guy out there that brings us deals. So a wholesaler is someone who goes and finds a house that's, you know, a good deal for a flipper, gets it under contract, and then comes over to the flipper and says, I'll sell you this contract for 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand. Whatever it makes sense, that there's still enough money for the flipper, but the wholesaler gets compensated for finding the deal. So that's a way a lot of flippers get started, is they build up their capital from wholesaling.
So finding deals, can people find, in your opinion, good deals like on houses that go on the market, or are they usually off market?
They're usually off market,
Oh, okay.
but I bought this house on market.
Okay.
I have bought houses on market, but also full disclosure, I think the ones that I bought on market, the market has gone up. I would not have done nearly as well on this had it ended up where we projected. So I think I paid 1.2 for this, and I'm probably into it for 150, and we projected it would sell for 1.5, so that's not like a very good, it's not like a screaming home run.
Yeah.
But we're on the market at 1.6 because the market got better. We haven't sold it yet, so we'll see. But yeah.
What are some of the like biggest challenges you faced? And I'm sure like at the beginning it was more than now, but like, because I guess they're probably more predictable. But what do you think is like probably one of the riskier things for doing house flipping?
Well, one house that we just lost 50 grand on a few months ago was we did it in an area where it was basically retirees only were the buyer pool. I had a very small buyer pool. So because
like
of
one
that,
of those 55 plus
kind of.
areas?
It wasn't technically that.
Okay.
It was all ages, but that's who would buy it. It was 55 plus.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
what hurt us is that we held the deal for like 6 months longer than expected, and that ate up all of our profit because the buyer pool was small. But this house has a very big buyer pool.
Yeah.
You're going to attract the 55 plus, but then also young families. The single level, no steps, is super popular.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite like sweet spot for a house flip is something where it's a single family home with the biggest amount of demand for it, because the more buyers you have for it, the better chance you have to get out of it faster and for more money.
How has like house flipping changed your life, and how do you think what kind of opportunities has house flipping created for you and your family?
Well, I mean, it's financial freedom for sure. So it's really fun to be our own bosses, and just the relationships that we've built with investors. Like, we didn't start out seeking investor money, it was our own money. And then people saw us flipping houses and they'd say, so do you take investors?
Okay.
I'm like, yes, I do. Let me figure out how to do that. And
Yeah.
then we researched and we'd incorporate investors in. So it's really fun to grow and expand. It's super rewarding to know how many people I'm providing paychecks, employment, and livelihoods for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many contractors working in our different houses today. Like, one day, I figured out like 10 years ago, one time, like, oh my gosh, we have 35 guys on all these different job sites. It's really exciting that we can help people earn money to provide for their families, and yet also help us too. So,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And one thing I do notice too is that as homes like get rebuilt or reconstructed, it provides a new opportunity for like a lot of people, like the neighbors.
Yes.
Probably love it.
Yeah, they don't love the construction noise when it's happening, but it
Once it's
increases
done,
values
yeah.
of neighborhoods. And also, a lot of people who are buying a house don't know how and where to get contractors and not get ripped
Yeah.
off, and don't know what's in style, and they would make so many mistakes trying to update and upgrade a house.
Yeah.
So we're providing a service to a family, like, here, it's all done for you. Now, that's not to say people don't come in and change things. Like, I don't like those lights, rip those out. You know, like, they
Yeah,
do
but
things,
people wouldn't
but
know.
it's move-in ready.
People wouldn't even know where to begin if this was their first house that they bought. And
Yes.
They would be like, how do I, like, you added in that
The beam,
structural
yes.
beam, they'd be like, what do I even do?
Yes,
So,
and there are so many shady contractors. I've read so many stories. You know, be warned, a contractor should never ask for more than 10% of the contract in money up front. So if it's a $10,000 job, they shouldn't ask for more than $1,000. If they say they need money for materials, go pay for the materials yourself, you know, because
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories where contractors take money from people and they never see them again.
dang.
So there's just so much opportunity for people to get ripped off, and like a family that might be moving in, or whoever moving into this house or any house, the nice thing about when it's already done is they can effectively finance that into the house. Where, say you bought this house like we did for 1.2 million, and they used everything they could to like get into it, they might not have had the $150,000 cash needed
Yeah.
to update it. So that's another great service.
So
that
they're
we as house
basically
flippers-
paying for the upgrades through their loan.
yeah, it's already done.
And then they
yeah.
just get to reap the benefits.
Yeah, so they don't have to come up with all this extra money.
What is, if you're comfortable sharing this, what's the most you guys have made on a single deal?
I honestly can't remember, but probably.
This is the juicy stuff that people want to know.
Maybe $300,000, maybe more. Yeah, 300.
Casual.
But then, we've lost as much as
Okay, now
$100,000.
let me re-ask you this question. What is the most amount of money you've lost flipping a house?
I think 100,000.
Dang.
Yeah,
So
and we lost 50 in Laguna Niguel just a few months ago.
So you bought a house, spent probably months fixing it up, went through headaches, stress.
Yes.
And then after that, you lost $100,000.
Yeah, it happens.
That's crazy.
It's a high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
High
Definitely.
loss, it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you're still doing it.
We're still doing it. Plenty of days I say, I'm done, we're not doing this anymore. But then my husband jokes, he's like, I have such a problem. I'm an addict. I can't stop buying houses.
Yeah. Cool. Well, again, what kind of services could you provide to somebody maybe watching it? Obviously you're a real estate agent, you can help them buy or sell a house. What else might you be able to help them with?
That would be the main thing. And then what I would say is, as an experienced house flipper, my superpower translates over to helping regular people buy and sell houses. Because what I can do is help someone buy a fixer-upper, give them a contractor, and get it all fixed up and beautiful in like 4 weeks before they move in. We've done that a few times.
Oh, wow.
Or a home seller. I have one that just went on the market yesterday where it's this lady I know, is her childhood home, and it was all original. And that was one of those things where I did the paint, the flooring, and the light fixtures and the staging, and then we left. We didn't renovate the kitchen and the bathrooms because I know how to maximize that return on investment. We're like, okay, let's spend some money doing a few things, but not everything, because we want to be done. So that's where my superpower of knowing, what to do and how to help regular people with that. And if you want to try your hand at flipping, we can talk, but it does take a lot of money, a lot of grit, a lot of guts, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, no, I mean that service of potentially helping somebody help fix up a house is huge.
Yeah.
That's super rare, and then also extremely helpful.
Oh yeah. I mean, because plenty of people would walk into a fixed up house well, I don't like what Holly did. I would do it differently. So I tell them, hey, let's go buy you an ugly house and we'll fix it the way you want it.
Yeah, because I mean,
at a great price and really fast, so they're not taking that risk of getting ripped off by contractors.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on my channel.
Appreciate that.
I thought this was pretty fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did. No, it was super fun. Yeah, I'm happy to show you guys behind the scenes. So, hit me up. And
yeah, definitely go check out her content. You can keep up to date with her in her day-to-day life because you post almost, at least right now, pretty much daily.
Oh yeah.
So you can follow along her journey, and she'll probably buy a few more houses soon, so you can watch those.
We can't stop.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. If you did enjoy the video, please click the thumbs up button if you haven't already. If you click the thumbs down button, I shed a tear for every thumbs down, so don't make me cry. But yeah, thanks for watching. Click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. You guys are the best. I really appreciate all of you guys watching. I read all the comments. That's a fun fact. So even though I get 10,000 comments per video, I spend my late nights reading through them all. I don't really get that many, but yeah, thanks again. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.